Welcome back to Not So Grand Garage. Today I'm out back and we're going to start on some of these generator modifications that I had talked about in a previous video. First up, I think what I'm going to do, obviously, is get this mess cleared out of here, get all this stuff drug out away from this unit. And I think first up, I'm going to start enclosing this unit because I need to know where I can mount my sub panel, and without having everything in place, I'm not going to know a good place for it. I think I want to try and get it over in this corner, but I don't know how that's going to work out. So yeah, we're going to start dragging all this stuff out, and I'm going to enclose this basically like pole barn style. It's just going to be 2x4s ran horizontally, either every 24 inches or every 16 inches. I haven't decided yet, probably 24. But yeah, and then it'll get wrapped in OSB. Either might put some tin on it or some vinyl. I've got both laying around, but that'll come later. The first step is to get it framed out and get it wrapped in OSB. So yeah, let's get started cleaning this mess up. So I've got the area cleaned up a little bit around here. I will need to move my fuel drum that way a little bit just to be able to get over here. Also noticed that I really don't like this tree that is behind my what will be the generator shack. So I may have to get my buddy's bucket truck out here and take it down. But either that or I'll call the tree man out and just have him take a look at it. I'm not an arborist, and yeah, I don't really feel like dropping a tree on top of all the work I'm getting ready to do, so I might just have a professional do it. We'll see. But anyways, now I'm just gonna go on and start framing this out. Believe I'll just run 2x4s horizontally, 24 on center, down to the ground. I will leave space down at the bottom. I'll probably run a treated band board down there because I'm going to go in and backfill this with gravel once it's all done. But yeah, won't take very long to frame this up a little bit, and then we can figure out where our sub panel needs to go, and I can start handling that. I think what I'll do is dig up the conduit that I've got ran over here, and I should have plenty of line, so I'll just cut the conduit under the ground and run it over and probably mount that panel over here somewhere out of the way. But we'll see how it plays out here in a little bit. In the meantime, I'm gonna go on and get this framed up. The inside skin on this wall is done. Now, you may be asking why this is going together the way that it is. Well, the generator structure was just added on to the woodshed structure a year or so ago, and it was not planned. I did not plan to wall this off. It was just mainly to keep the generator out of the rain, and that was that. But yeah, plans changed, so I don't want to tear down anything. I don't want to alter the structure of the woodshed or what have you. So I'm working with what I got. It's not a house. It doesn't have to be perfect. It is just going to redirect noise and better keep this out of the weather. So yeah, it's not going to be perfect, but it is what it is. So in this case, I skinned the inside of the wall because of how the roof line lands and how the metal up top goes. So the goal is I'm going to insulate this, and then I'm going to skin this side as well in between the posts. And yeah, that should serve its purpose. Now the front wall will go all the way to the outside edge, outside to outside, and same for the rest of it. This wall is just going to be a little convoluted because of how it was built. It is what it is, so it'll work. But we've got that up, and now it's a lot nicer in here. No wind blowing. So I think what I'm going to do as far as this power panel is concerned, or this load center, I am going to build a mount. Here, I'm going to set this down real quick. I'm going to build a mount and mount this panel to the generator, except it'll be over here a little ways. But yeah, I think that's going to be the easiest option. So all I will have to do is carefully cut this conduit down here, being careful not to cut through the wires on the inside. Just take time with a handsaw, work way around it. Then I will be able to disconnect the wiring on the other side and pull this piece of conduit up and off the wiring. I'll have to go down and get a adapter to go from my 1.5-inch conduit into the bottom of this box. But yeah, that will probably happen another day. I'm not sure that's going to happen today because I don't really want to disconnect power from the generator until I've got everything sitting here to hook it back up. But yeah, that's how that's going to work out. So I'm going to continue on, I think, for today in closing this out. And yeah, I'll move on to the back wall next. That should be pretty straightforward. Move on to that one over there. I will be, I think, setting 2 more posts up front. I think I've got some laying around. I'll have to look. But yeah, I'll probably set another post here, another post here to support this front wall and to give me something to mount doors to. I gotta plan that out because I want to be able to get drums inside. So yeah, you may end up with 2 doors. I'm not sure yet, but we'll see how it goes as we keep going. So yeah, anyways. So I've got it mostly framed in, mostly skinned. It's not how it's going to stay, but yeah, I kind of got distracted because the more I thought about this, the more I really don't like the idea of having to come in here to operate breakers for this unit or for anything that's in here. It would be ideal if the breaker box was accessible from out here. So the more I thought about it and the more I looked at it, I decided that I want to mount this box to the generator like so, which will be easy enough to do. I can drill a couple mounting holes right through here, a couple 1/4-20 bolts or something along those lines to secure it, and also secure it down through into this panel. Really easy, no problem. And that will leave me room to open this up. So as you can see, I've started disconnecting the generator, marking the wiring and stuff. And after looking at this, I've got plenty of wiring down in this panel because I wanted to make sure that I had room to move stuff. At least I think I have enough room to do this. So what I think I'm going to do is come back in here and cut this conduit and turn it, and then slip this piece on and yeah, bring it up and through the top here. My only concern is this wire right here. It's going to be close on this one. That is the neutral, which, let's see here if I can pop this off. So the neutral on this will come down and come right into this bar right here. But yeah, it's gonna be close. I wonder if I can actually just come straight in the back of this thing. Not sure, but yeah, that's where this thing's gonna get mounted, and I'm gonna figure out how to do it. So I went on and made sure that I had enough wire from when I did this installation. I've got enough leftover ground wire and stuff to rerun it. So I cut the ground, I cut it long, so it's cut off down here. There we go. I'm going to cut this so I can put a union in this, so I'll be able to save this head. I do not have another one of these handy, and I don't want to go buy another one. So that should let me sit that where I need it, but we'll see. So I think this is how we're going to do it. I was able to carefully cut the conduit back there. All I did was I took the blade out of the Sawzall, did it by hand, real careful, just a little bit at a time, just until it almost broke through all the way. And then once it got thin enough, I just smacked the pipe and it snapped the rest of the way off. That way we didn't damage the coating on our conductors. But got it shortened up. I haven't knocked the knockout yet out. But I think that's going to work out pretty well. This cover will go into place like so. And that'll give me access to all the power controls right here from the front of this generator. So yeah, I think that'll work out pretty well. Sorry for changing gears mid-video, but you know, it is what it is. I may end up just breaking this up into 2 parts. I'm not sure yet, but anyways, I'm gonna go on and drill a couple holes, mount this box, and finish this side of it up and go from there. So I've got the conduit all glued back up. The conductors ran to the top of the box, which the box is now mounted. So I think that'll work out really well for what I'm trying to do. And this fits back on here like so. So yeah, should work out pretty well. This will give us control of what generator's powering what, and now I'll be able to have a couple 110 volt circuits out here for lights and everything. But yeah, since I'm not an electrician, I'm not going to show you how to hook this back up. You can pretty well figure it out from the video if you know what you're doing. But yeah, I'm going to go on and run these connectors, or run these conductors down into the box, hook everything up the way it should be. I don't know if I will get the conductors ran down to the generator yet today. Just depends. It looks like it's getting ready to rain, so yeah, we'll keep going, and I need to finish off this frame mount. But yeah, it's getting there. Well, there we have it. Here is our control panel for our generators. We've got the 30 amp 220, which will be fed from this. I don't have it mounted yet, obviously, but this will be for a little gas generator. And we've got the 60 amp 220, which is for the MEP, which these aren't really protecting anything. They're just functioning as disconnects. The main 60 amp breaker up in that panel up by the house is protecting the wire underground and everything else, which is all the breaker is for. But yeah, so now that this is done, it's mounted, it's secure. I like how it fit. The conduit fits a lot better than it used to, so I really like how this turned out. But I am missing a adapter for the ground bar, so I got to pick one of those up and run the ground down to the generator frame. That won't be a big deal, but yeah, got more to do. Got to continue framing this out and getting it skinned. So yeah, let's keep going. So here's how we're looking so far. Got a little bit of the insulation in, not all of it yet. Still got to go up the walls a bit around the back, and I'm considering doing the ceiling. I'm not sure if I'm going to do that yet or not, but yep, it's coming along. And I will have to figure out some way to route the exhaust outside, and I'm going to need an air inlet and air outlet on this thing, possibly an exhaust fan to draw air through here to cool it down when the generators are running, so they don't overheat or anything like that. But yeah, for what it is, I think it will I think it'll help with the noise. Hopefully it won't be as noticeable when the big unit's running, and I think it's going to help as far as the weather is concerned. The biggest upgrade that I'm liking is going to be having 110 volt power out here once the breaker shows up. Being able to keep the batteries topped up, and being able to have lighting out here, it'll be nice. But yeah, anyways, we'll keep plugging along. Well, I'm running out of daylight. It's starting to sprinkle, and I'm tired, so I'm gonna call this here. As you can see, we got most of the framing, skinning, and insulation done, wiring done, so pretty happy with that. I'll bring you all back out here once a few parts arrive, and we'll get it wrapped up and do some testing on it. But yeah, if you want to support the channel, there's a PayPal account set up, links in the description of the video. If you would, hit that like button because it helps us out and doesn't cost you anything. If you haven't already, please subscribe. We appreciate you watching.